Well, good morning, and we are going past Canley Ford. We've been here before, and I presume this is a very ancient track, although there's still people plodding through the mud today to get to it. But lovely little place on a summer's day. Today is very, very cold here in Coventry, United Kingdom. But first of all, let me thank you for the lovely comments that I've had of late. So thank you for that. And also, thank you for subscribing, liking, special thank you for subscribers, ringing a bell, sharing and all that jazz, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm off into Coventry to see how the work is going in there, because one of the guys who I chat with on YouTube said I need to get and have a look. He went in the other day and things were going on apace. So we will have to see what is happening. So that's the intention of today, to film the city centre modifications to see how they are doing. And we'll see if the ramp is down yet. It's due to come down, and we'll be up to date again. Now, I heard that underneath one of the bits that all knocked through is going to be filled up with a restaurant again. I can't quite see what the point in knocking it all down and putting the lovely pavement under it for. It just opened up the way to Godiva. If they're going to put a restaurant there, it's going to wreck the view that they've just created. Yeah, but I'm sure they know best, don't they? Town planners always know best. I still remember watching a programme on television. I think it was one of these, you know, where they watch somebody build a house. Well, this was an old slipway house for the launching of a lifeboat. And the thing had had nothing done to it for years. Nothing done to it at all. And basically it was going to just fall down and drop off into the sea. That was all the local people, I say the local council, cared about. But interestingly, people bought it and wanted to do it up and keep it looking just like it was. But oh my word, in came the council. You can't do this, you can't do that, you'll have to do this, you'll have to do the other. These people wanted it to look like it did originally, but oh my word, lots of internal alterations. But the council were happy to let it fall down and drop into the sea, and as soon as somebody wanted to help it and look after it, what do the council do? Slap all sorts of regulations. Good old Jobsworth Council. So as I say, I've got every faith in the council. They're not going to put a restaurant right smack in the place where they've opened it up to a lovely view of the city centre. Of course they wouldn't. That's what I hear though. But we will see. That's the least of our problems at the moment. So I hope wherever you are in the world, you are safe and well. And up this bit here, with all the layers I've got on, and now of course we're out of the wind down here in the Dingley Dell, so consequently I'm puffing a bit, aren't I? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to puff, but I can't help puffing. Getting old, going up an hill. Oh dear. Well, there we are. Well, yesterday I found the first bluebells in Parkwood, which was a good sign. Poor old bees, look. He's been squashed. I picked one up already this morning. We've suddenly had the warm snap. Out came all the bumblebees. And the stupid weather has fooled them all. So now it's killing them because it's too cold. Wonderful, isn't it, eh? Oh my word, I love British weather. Fooled all the bees. 2 or 3 days, warm, 22 degrees, 23 degrees. Now let's change it. Let's kill all the bees. Down it goes. Feels like 2 or 0. My friend said they had some snow yesterday. I think she's in the Dales somewhere, but they had snow. And I did hear a weather person saying you're more likely to get snow at Easter than at Christmas. That's an interesting concept. Doesn't do much for the flowers, and of course the magnolia looks magnificent, but if we get a frost it'll all go that horrible colour. So, good afternoon. So, people on their constitutional, all the blackthorn out now, and yes, I've walked into town. I've done quite a few kilometres already, and I've got a few more to do, and we'll have to see how things transpire. I can't wait to see what is happening in the middle of the Coventry City, just to see whether or not they are making progress. The City of Culture official grand opening has been put back into June now, so hopefully all this all this stuff will be complete. Well, we can hope, can't we? We will see. Looking forward to seeing what they're doing. It's just a pity this pandemic has put everything back. I hope that when we start in June, it can go all the way through till next June. It should be 12 months, shouldn't it? And the laurel's starting to flower. Look at that. If you can see it, there's lots of buds, but those ones back there were open. And as I always say, or as Scylla always said, gorra laura laurel. Well, I was happy yesterday. I saw a nuthatch and got some half reasonable photos. Managed to get them onto Instagram and another Passion Photography, and people seem to like them, so they couldn't have been so bad. Although of course you're alongside, on some of these photographic sites, you're alongside professionals, aren't you, who have got, you know, £5,000 worth of camera equipment. And of course I've got a few hundred quid's worth in a Huawei P30 Pro. But as you've heard me say before, I do have a few gripes about it. One of them, of course, is this 10-minute rule. I can film for 10 minutes, then it turns off, and the stupid thing is I can start filming straight away again, and with no consequence. So why does it only let me do 10 minutes? Why can't it ask what your temperature is, or sense the temperature? It gives me the temperature anyway. Sense the temperature, and if it's quite cool, it could run for more than 10 minutes. Surely, with all this so-called artificial intelligence, they could check the ambient temperature, and if it's cool, they can run it for longer. If you're 40 degrees in Dubai, I quite understand 10 minutes might be too much. But I would have thought they could do that. And the other thing is, most of us want full screen when we're taking landscape pictures. When we're taking portrait pictures, we don't, because it ends up with a lot of ground in the foreground or a lot of sky. Wouldn't it be lovely if there was a setting that you could say, I'd like it landscape, and I'd like it full screen, and then I'd like the normal size, cut down size, for when I've got it in portrait. I think that would be fabulous. So those are the two things that I think they could improve on, but of course they're probably several models ahead. And the other thing, of course, there must be seamless integration with Google, because if people lose all their Google apps, it's goodbye to Huawei in the UK. I'm sorry, I love the camera, and it might be the best camera, but I might have to have the second best camera if indeed I can't get to Google Maps and all the other apps that I'm used to. So we will see what happens there. The alternative is, I suppose, that the main supplier for IT equipment of rare earth elements is China. So I suppose they could say to America, you have a choice, you give us back Google apps, or we cut off your supply of rare earth elements.